Hello and welcome to Malaysia in a few minutes, as described by selected Malaysian newspapers. Today's date is the 16th of November. First off, we've got a news from Berita Harian that informs that parents should be careful when bringing their unvaccinated child into a crowded area, as it may risk them suffering greatly from the virus. On the same page, a story was covered about the fatigue that has been experienced by students and teachers alike since the reopening of schools. On page 2, Kesatuan Perkhidmatan Perguruan Kebangsaan, also known as NUTP, acknowledges that the weight on a teacher's shoulder has increased since the pandemic started. Meanwhile, on page 3 of Berita Harian reported that 460,000 students of both Standard 5 and 6 will be taking verbal exam. On page 5, Berita Harian estimated 5,000 tourists will be visiting Langkawi under the project called Project Rintis, which has been estimated to rake in about 24 million until the year end. The New Straits Times, they discussed about the risks that could happen if the 5G service is delayed further in this crucial national project. On the front page of the same paper, Malacca is seeing a resurgence of COVID-19 patients because of the congregation of people during state polls. The New Straits Times also discussed about how the government will legalize online gambling as a means to generate more revenue. In the second English newspaper today, The Star mentioned that in real life stalking, IRL stalking, and cyber stalking should be outlawed in the next draft of amendments. They also think that the preparators for this crime should get mandatory therapy. The second Malaysian language paper, Sinar Harian, informed that people who are unable to pay for their PTPTN loan will be taken legal action against. Sinar Harian also analysed that the silent campaign might create an upset for the candidates in Malacca, which are Perikatan Nasional. In the same front page, the government has put a stop to the sales of HID lamps. In a third Malaysian newspaper, Utusan Malaysia, contract doctors are currently participating in a strike because the doctors are unsatisfied that 22,000 more doctors are failed to be absorbed into a permanent position. On the same front page of Utusan Malaysia, it reported that there are many sexual disturbances in the entertainment industry. In Cosmo, which is the fourth Malaysian newspaper, the owner of a Tom Yum restaurant, which is a popular dish from Thailand that is very popular in Malaysia, is frustrated because they couldn't find any authentic Thailand citizen that is willing to work as a chef for their restaurant. Last but not least, on the last paper, Harian Metro, they've reported that the Taliban has suffered for 20 years and was falsely portrayed by the Western media to incite fear amongst themselves and to justify their invasion. They've discussed the possibility that the Taliban might be in the right all along, as the Taliban treated women and children fairly and would never do anything to harm them. That is all for today's news. I hope you enjoy and see you tomorrow.